Hello everybody and welcome back to AVAX Street. Today we're going to be taking a look at the layer ones, Sol, Luna and AVAX. Right before we actually dive deep into the technicals of these altcoins, I want to direct your attention to the AVAX Street YouTube channel. If you enjoy the content that we put out and want to stay updated with the hardest trends in the cryptocurrency market, please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon. You can follow us on Twitter at AVAX Crypto, and if you like what I do, you can follow me on Twitter as well at Mangyako with the 0 at the end. So back to the layer one tokens, right? Sol, Luna, and AVAX. Yesterday was a really good day because all of these layer one tokens kind of hit $88 at the same time, which is the crypto Twitter was celebrating that, and it was really a good sight to behold. So like a lot of altcoins, and if you watched the video that I did based on my screeners and the top gainers and losers, you are going to notice that a lot of altcoins have these extended downtrends and they are now being breached as the price kind of bottoms. But for Solana, I have a different view, right? I am looking at a falling wedge pattern for Solana, which is already breached. Right, if you look at it from a line chart perspective, it makes a lot more sense. So as you can see here on 18th March, the price breached the falling wedge's upper trend line, and the retest of it seems to be holding up pretty good so far, right? And we can only tell how it's performed after the daily close today. But either way, I think the setup looks pretty good. So the theoretical forecasting methods suggest that you have to measure the swing high and the swing low up to down, and that would show that the price, it's a 23% change. And if you measure that and add it to the breakout point at 89.9, roughly $90, 23.93 would put you at $111, right? And if you've been reading our articles on AVAX Street, me and John, we've been predicting $115 Solana for quite some time. And the falling wedge, which is now becoming apparent, actually it's become apparent to me like a few days ago, is now predicting the same thing as well. So let's take a look at it from a candlestick perspective. Yep, and as you can see, 122 seems like a good point of resistance level. So the upside for Solana is capped anywhere from $111 to $122. But I am now also seeing this equal highs formed here on 15th Feb and 3rd March. $106. So essentially there are three levels, three targets that you can look at. The first target is 106. Beyond that, we have the theoretical forecast of the falling wedge at 111. And then you have $122. So essentially, if I were to long Solana from its current position and place my stop losses below the last month's swing low and book profits from a conservative standpoint, this would give me a 22% gain and a 1.4-hour trade. So I don't believe the price is going to head lower than this swing low. And even if it does, I think we are still going to form a bullish pattern. So for now, let me just clear this out so it's apparent for you guys. Right. So, and if it does not reach this and then comes down lower, we could see a triple tap setup in play. A triple tap setup usually contains a low forms, and then the price deviates below the low, and then the price retests the same low again before moving higher. So even if your stop loss gets hit, I think entering a long position around $80 would be a good decision, right? And then booking profits around $106 would fetch you a good 31% upswing. Right, in this case, you don't even need to have a big stop loss. This would give you a good 4-hour trade. So yeah, that's my take on Solana, the first of the L1 tokens we're going to discuss today. Let's move on to the next coin, which is Luna. Luna's gained quite a bit of notoriety on Twitter because of the recent bet between AlgoGod, the creator of Luna, Do Kwon, and a couple other people, right? So right off the bat, I see equal highs formed around 103, although the price formed not essentially an equal high. I'm just going to, for the technical analysis sake, I'm going to consider the all-time high at 104 as an equal high and mark out the liquidity pool present here. So from a 4-hour time frame perspective, although this is like a really good setup for the price to sweep. So what I'm expecting is for the price to sweep this high at 104 and then consolidate before reestablishing a direction bias. For now, Luna has shown a lot of momentum, strength, and it rallied and set up a new all-time high when a lot of altcoins were like consolidating, coiling up, and not even moving, or did not even have a lot of volatility. So honestly, saying that Luna is going to head lower is going to be a little careless of me, right? But considering what's happening with Bitcoin, right? I expect Bitcoin to head up to probably 42, 43K. And if we're lucky, we could probably get 45K, right? So in a bullish case for Bitcoin, where Bitcoin reaches 45K, I'm expecting the price to sweep above 103, set up a new all-time high somewhere around $110. That's the most I see for Luna, right? Let's check it out from a trend-based fib extension. So yeah, trend-based fib extension shows that 114 is where the price could set up an all-time high. Although this is a very crude way of measuring where the price could form an all-time high, since there's no previous supports or something to measure out. So technically speaking, the upside for Luna is capped at $115, and that is if Bitcoin heads up to 43K, probably 45K. Right, my bet is if Bitcoin heads to 45K, then we're 100% going to see Luna at new all-time highs. But if Bitcoin gets rejected around 43K and the price starts heading lower, then I'm expecting Bitcoin to probably go up to 36K, all the way down to 36K. In that case, then I'm expecting Luna to continue this top reversal pattern, to complete this top reversal pattern, which is, but we're almost near there. So this is a triple tap setup. Like I mentioned for Sol and a couple other coins that are discussed today, is for a triple tap setup, which is bullish, you first get a swing below, a low forms, and then the price deviates below the low, and then price comes back and retests the low again, which completes the triple tap setup, and then the price moves higher. The exact reverse of this is price forms a swing high, price deviates above the swing high, and then price retests the swing high again, which is followed by a downswing. Right, so the second scenario for Luna is if Luna fails to move beyond 97, right? In that case, what I'm expecting Luna to do is, yeah. As you can see, the price has held this trend line pretty good, right? And I believe this trend line is going to hold. And even if you do want to short Luna at the current position, which is $97, you could do something like this. Yeah, a 9% downswing is what I'm looking at for Luna. But if we do breach this, then there's a good chance that we could go down to 85 and probably even to $82, which would extend the downswing to 15%. So that pretty much sums up my analysis for Luna, which is the second layer one token. Let's take a look at AVAX. So AVAX has the same setup that a lot of altcoins have, which is a progressive downswing, which was broken very recently. Right, but if you also take a look at the lows, it seems like the price is forming a pennant. Can you extend it down here? not quite. Yeah, I think this is a pretty reasonable pennant, although there's a lot of bullshit. If this is valid, right, there's a good chance this could be a bullish pennant, which is a continuation pattern and predicts a continuation of this previous trend. So the measurement rule states that measure the swing high to swing low, which indicates a 92% upswing here for AVAX. Added to the breakout point, a 92% upswing. Yep. Would put AVAX at roughly $161. This is an uber bullish outlook, and I don't see this kind of pattern playing out unless it's over a long period of time, and this pattern is only going to play out if Bitcoin flips bullish. Right now, I don't expect that happening unless we get like a weekly close for Bitcoin above 52K, right? A weekly close above 52K is like the first and the foremost thing that I need to flip bullish. Until that happens, I am neutral and bearish, right? So if we get a weekly close for Bitcoin above 52K, then there's definitely a good chance that AVAX could rally 100% and hit $161, right? Before that, we also have a ton of equal highs present here at 96.9, roughly $97. So for the moment, I believe we're going to sweep this high and consolidate around $97. From the current position, this is not a lot. It's 7%, 6% upswing. Even beyond this, we have another equal high at 147. So from a conservative outlook, AVAX is going to hit 97, probably 127. Right, we could come very close to the all-time high, tease, consolidate around here, and we might retest the all-time high, set up a new one or not sure, but I believe this is where the upside is capped for AVAX from a conservative standpoint. But from a bullish standpoint, and if this bullish pennant continuation pattern plays out, then 161 is where the upside could be capped for AVAX. As for the downside, if we don't get a sweep of 96 or we get rejected and Bitcoin continues to head lower, in which case then I would assume for the price to rotate down to any of these three levels here, for extending from 71 to 75, this is where I would like to long AVAX, right? $71, $73, and $75 is where I would be looking to accumulate long positions for AVAX. So I believe the downside for AVAX is capped roughly around $65. Although we could get a sweep below 65, I think it's going to be still safe to trade AVAX. So yeah, that pretty much sums up my analysis for all the L1 tokens. If you enjoyed this session, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.